Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Today we are going to be exploring the JUNO network and, of course, the JUNO token. We're going to get straight into it, and we're going to start off by explaining what JUNO is, give their official kind of introduction to JUNO, and take a little look at it. JUNO has been receiving, I think, quite a lot of hype recently. I think this has a lot to do with, and this video will be coming out quite a few days after I filmed it, but essentially from June, we saw the entire cryptocurrency market get what we're calling a relief rally, what's proven to be a relief rally now as we put in those new lows. But Atom during that time period actually did very, very well. And there's been lots of spotlight on Atom and actually Cosmos and its ecosystem, and JUNO is benefiting from that. So we're going to really explore JUNO. This is an introductory video to it, nothing too complex. I'm still trying to figure this blockchain out myself and still trying to work out what the USP is, the unique selling point with this blockchain. We've covered other Cosmos blockchains, layer one blockchains built on top of Cosmos, certainly smart contract ones. And essentially, you know, some of them have things that they're doing differently that they bring to the table. For me, I'm still trying to figure out what is JUNO doing different to, say, EVMOS or some of the other layer ones that are looking to come out on Cosmos. So we'll be exploring that a little bit in this video. Let's kick things off with an introduction. This is from JUNO's official documents. JUNO is a global open source permissionless network for decentralized interoperable applications. Anyone can create and use interchain applications on JUNO. The ecosystem is pioneering COSM-WASM development and adoption, allowing developers to deploy secure and robust interchain smart contracts in Rust. So Rust is, of course, the language. This is quite a big thing. Lots of chains on Polkadot are actually using and implementing Rust, which I think has its own advantages. The JUNO proof-of-stake blockchain is built using the Cosmos SDK, and it reaches network agreement via Tendermint consensus. So it uses Cosmos's proof-of-stake. The network is governed by delegators who vote in changes via on-chain governance. All network processes are fueled by JUNO, the native asset of the network. We're going to talk about JUNO as an asset because they have some really interesting tokenomics, including a halvening. Halvening, of course, came about by Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a halving every 4 years. That's why we've seen the 4-year cycle theory play out. And essentially, JUNO have their own version of this. So I like it when there's sort of fundamentals to a token and its tokenomics that actually drive scarcity and take supply off the table. So JUNO had its decentralized network launch on the 1st of October 2021. COSM-WASM smart contracts went live on December the 15th last year, so 2021. So it is indeed live. You do already see an ecosystem forming around it. To really understand and to simplify what JUNO is, just kind of like EVMOS, it's a layer one. So it's an Ethereum, Solana, you know, whatever it may be, competitor. And the only difference is people get confused with things being built on top of Cosmos. It doesn't really change the capabilities of the layer one. In fact, if anything, it really enhances it. And you don't want to think of these blockchains, and we're really trying to dive into the Cosmos ecosystem because it's a very exciting one. You really don't want to think of these as dApps like what you have on Ethereum with Compound and Aave and whatever. These are, you know, literally Ethereum's being built on top of Cosmos. The difference, and it's actually a benefit in many ways with interoperability between these chains being native, intersecurity, and a number of other things. You really want to think of these as their own sort of layer ones that have advantages that they take from Cosmos. So that's what JUNO is. Let's look a little bit at the grassroots, and then we'll talk about the tokenomics. Some things that we've got coming up, like the halving, and what this is going to mean. So let's get into grassroots. So the grassroots origins. JUNO originates and evolves from the community-driven initiative promoted by dozens of developers, validators, and delegators in the Cosmos ecosystem. The shared vision is to preserve the neutrality, performance, and reliability of the Cosmos hub and offload smart contract deployment to a dedicated sister hub. So one USP that you could potentially derive from JUNO thus far is the fact that they are very heavily correlated or have a very good connection with the heart of Cosmos, you know, the developers of the Cosmos hub and so on and so forth. And they want to actually be that sister if you will, that offloads a little bit of the workload that Cosmos Hub is likely to get put its way. So some of the founding principles center around inception of the world's first permissionless designated interoperable smart contract network, pioneering COSM-WASM development and adoption, eliminating common smart contract layer 1 bottlenecks, poor scalability, non-interoperability, high fees, concentrated government control, and so on. Sister hub to the Cosmos Hub, preserving the neutrality of the hub by offloading smart contracts usage congestion to a designated contract zone. So this is what they're trying to be, that designated smart contract zone for the Cosmos ecosystem. Governance by atom stakers, which become Juno stakers. Stake drop where 47% of the Genesis supply goes to atom stakers one-to-one basis. So they had a very, very fair launch, which is one thing that I like about them. They gave people that were staking Atom their token. In terms of an investment, we will talk about the Juno token. I'm not buying here. I'm still debating to buy full stop, but it's probably something that I'm certainly looking at. And if I can get it for the right price, I will indeed. I see huge success coming from Cosmos's ecosystem, and if they are and turn out to be the sister network or the kind of offloader of smart contracts and some of that volume, I think they're going to do very, very well, and I like the fact they had a fair launch. Eliminates potential illegal limitations. Juno will not conduct any form of seed sale, private sale. So they've kind of avoided, we know that many ICOs are effectively banned, certainly in places like America. These guys have gone about that by essentially giving out a lot of their token supply. So it's a very community-orientated thing. I feel like Juno is very in line with sort of the overall thesis of Cosmos, which is sovereignty and everything else. So essentially, smart contracts evolved using create interoperable applications on Juno, a decentralized public permissionless network for cross-chain smart contracts. They do have an already built ecosystem, which we can take a look at. You can see, I think I have a visual representation of it here. It's growing very fast, given the fact that the mainnet only launched at the end of last year. Sorry. You know, they've already built quite a community and certainly a DApp ecosystem. And this is probably set to grow and really evolve, and thus driving value for the Juno token. You can see there are 50 plus dApps, contracts, tools, NFTs, and collections, and 2,000 DAOs built on Juno. So you can see DAOs are going to become a huge thing, and actually I think take up a lot more of smart contracts capacity. And you can see, you know, DAOs really outweighing things on the Juno network. They have a halvening in regards to their tokens. So what happens when this countdown timer ends? As the target supply is reached, the Juno minting module will enter its next phase, halving inflation and decreasing the emissions of new tokens into circulation. What is the target supply for this phase? Phase 1 target supply is just over 90 million, around about 91 million. What is the estimated date for this halvening? This halvening is estimated to occur on the 24th of October. So you got the 24th for the Juno halving. To be honest with you, I don't think this is going to have much impact on the price because we're on a bear market and liquidity is getting drained. But when liquidity is flowing to the cryptocurrency market in general, this halvening and some of the sort of tokenomics and metrics will really come into effect. So for me, my stance as being an investor in this is, you know, it's interesting. I like what they're trying to do, being the sort of sister network to Cosmos Hub. If they succeed in doing that, because I think Cosmos is going to be very successful and attract a lot of attention developers, then I actually see them doing quite well. But there's a number of, you know, variables that we've got to watch. The succession of them, still a very new chain, and we really need to see how things go before we decide to dedicate any sort of large amounts of capital. So we're not investing in crypto full stop right now, but this may be a coin to watch and keep an eye on. This was really just a brief introduction into what Juno is. You can go and check them out on Twitter and make sure you're following the right page. And the website for Juno is junonetwork.io. Very interesting project, very integrated, I would say, with the sort of Cosmos thesis and the Cosmos team and community. And potentially this could be an altcoin gem moving forwards, like I think many of the Cosmos ecosystem will be. Remember, people often forget that Terra Luna, which got to a market cap of nearly $40 billion was indeed built on top of Cosmos. And I think there is a good chance into the future we may see a rising star like that again, hopefully without the sort of catastrophic end that Terra found itself having. But that's really all I've got for you in this video, guys. It was just a short and sweet introduction into Juno. Maybe we'll explore its ecosystem for anybody that's interested, because like I say, it is a layer 1 smart contract blockchain. It's sovereign blockchain for all intensive purposes. Just like Ethereum, it will have its own ecosystem built on top of it. All I've got for you in this video, guys. If you've enjoyed the content, like us, always appreciate it as a comment. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching.